Peggy, can you hear me? Hang on a second, Peggy.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. I'm not sure if this is going out to everybody else because I got my microphone off on OBS, but I'm not sure if everybody else can hear me. I got you on the phone, and
Great.
we will start with. I'm streaming now. I'm going to go to all of the other things. So I got you over here, and hopefully this ain't going out on the phone. And we'll start with when I give you the heads
The
up.
cue.
You know we'll be on.
Yes, sir. We will.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll find out whether
I'll just hang on.
we'll find out whether they're hearing this or not.
Okay.
All right, honey. Just stand by.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody, this is Captain Jack, and apparently I was trying to be very surreptitious about you guys not listening to my conversation with Peggy. So much for that. Oh, well, because Peggy on the line, it says, yes, we can hear you both. I'm like, well, fuck that.
Yeah. Too late for the secret squirrel.
Yeah. If you guys don't know who I will be talking to tonight, then you haven't been paying attention. And I'm putting my earphones over here so you guys can hear her very, very, in a good way. You can hear loudly, and I'm not going to blow my ears out. And I tell you what, my headphones are blown out because I have the sound up as loud as hell. So I know that there shouldn't be anybody that is having any issue with sound. Again, welcome to the show. If you are a new viewer, this is my normal Thursday night show. You don't know jack about sports. I'm on YouTube tonight. Now for tonight and tonight only, I'm actually on Facebook as well on my channel. I'm hoping it's on. If somebody can go over to Facebook to see if I'm actually pushing on that channel, I would like it, because again, the only reason why I'm on is because there's been a lot of people that don't get a chance to watch me normally because I'm on YouTube, but I want everybody to know who's going to win this prize. But the biggest prize that I have tonight is I get a chance to interview my favorite DC wench, Miss Peggy Holmes. Peggy, how you doing, honey?
How you doing, Captain Jack? I'm sitting here this crisp autumn day waiting for a chance to catch up with you about some things about my Raiders that we've all been observing. So
Oh, yeah.
whenever you're ready.
Oh, and you know what? I told people, I said, don't be surprised if you see me just nodding up and down and letting Peggy go or run off at the mouth. And I say that with respect, because I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get a word in edgewise, but you know what? At times I don't know whether I really care to get a word in edgewise. So if you're waiting for the spinning wheel, we will have that. But I have my very special guest first. And I didn't know that I was going to have everything done by Thursday, and I already said that I wanted Peggy here, and she talked to me. She goes, Captain, I got a lot to say. When can you have me on? I said, Peggy, for you the very next time, and that's tonight. So
Thank you so much, Captain Jack. I appreciate that, because we need to talk.
Oh, yeah.
And mostly we need to talk about the state of the Raiders and the defense. And I know people are all anxious, and they've spent their energy for the last 3 years exhausting themselves on the offense, when really we should have paid attention to something that for 17 consecutive years has ranked in the bottom 10 of the NFL, and we wonder why we've only had one winning season.
And in that season that they weren't that we had a winning season, which would have been 2006 and 12-4. Do you know where the defense was ranked, just by any chance?
I know exactly the stats. With Khalil Mack, we were number 32 in sacks. That's of 32 teams. We were 32. We were number 28 against the pass. We were number 26 against the run. And here's the anomaly statistic about 2016. We were number 16 in turnovers, and that saved our asses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We had I remember quite a few games where the defense would get that opportune turnover, inopportune for the teams that we were playing, which is why we pulled a lot of games out of our ass.
And we have to remember that 2016 season was, again, the Raiders outscoring their opponents and winning by, 7 or less points.
Yeah.
10 games with 7 or less points.
Yeah, I keep telling people, I said that don't take that 2016 season as a hard 12-4. That really was a 7-9, 8-8, 9-7 if you flip a couple of those games.
That's right. And we have to keep remembering that. Defense was still giving up their traditional 30 points a game. That was in 11 games in 2016. And we have to remember that stat only works for a team when you got a Russ Wilson or you got an Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees in charge, and they can dial up 35 points without even blinking. They have a totally different offensive concept than we.
Folks, if you are watching on Facebook, I love you for it. And again, I will still be broadcasting up on Facebook. But if you want to make a comment, I can't see it on Facebook because I'm only reading my comments on YouTube. Please go to where it says on the screen, youtube.com/c/Captain Jack Rackham-Levy. Please go to YouTube and comment over there. I will see your comments. I won't see them on Facebook because, first off, I don't even know if I have enough bandwidth tonight, and I'm not fucking with it. You know, if you want to be heard via the phone calls as well as the comments, you need to call in or later on after Miss Peggy talks, and you need to comment over on YouTube. Go ahead, Miss Peggy. I apologize.
No. Please subscribe to the Captain Jack channel and view as much as you can. Even if you can't stay for the whole 2 hours, just dial them in, record the show, and you can come back later and play it.
There you go.
And he posts it so you can replay it. But dial it in so they can show those views. Now, I really had a sense of urgency this week because if anybody's been watching my wall on Facebook is where I usually comment. Week 1, I began to talk. And let me preface this by saying, Captain Jack, you and I talked last year. We were never sure what kind of defense Gunther was playing.
Right. 1
year passed, 2 years passed, and we just couldn't tell what he was trying to play. Was it a 5-2-4? Was it a 4-4-3? Was it what kind of zone coverages were they in and all this kind of stuff? We could not figure out what he was doing. Now, say it ain't so. We tried.
Right.
And now we figured it out. The players haven't figured it out, but we have.
Oh, okay. Well,
and we figured.
Clue me in, Peggy. What are we playing?
We are playing a rendition of a 4-3 stack that is either way ahead of its time or totally whack. And I've said it a million times. Linebackers are meant to back the line. This is a traditional usage of a linebacker.
Right.
Within that 3-man, if you're in a 4-3, within that 3-man linebacker core, you always have a pass rushing linebacker.
Uh-huh.
Then you got a middle linebacker. Then you got a run stopper or a coverage guy. Never in my life have I seen all three used as pass coverage guys. This is what Gunther is trying to shove down the players' throats. They don't have the skill set for that.
Okay.
Not Littleton, not Kwiatkowski, definitely not Morrow. Not any of the linebackers that we have the skill set to make pass coverage and zone coverages their number one job. They're totally confused. This is why at the end of all your running plays, and it got through the first layer, second layer, all of our leading tacklers are corners and safeties. Now, Jack, what does that mean when your leading tacklers are corners and safeties?
Means that they are blowing past the line of scrimmage and getting past the linebackers, and normally they're going to get 6, 7, 8 yards a pop.
And not only that, but if your vision, and I'm talking about Gunther, is to have those linebackers as primarily pass coverage guys, why are they completing passes out in the flat, over the middle, all kinds of stuff going on in the middle of the field? It looks like a Chinese fire drill. Our guys are not in a position to make plays, Captain Jack.
Yeah.
And you know it because they're confused about their primary duties. And here's the biggest crime of Gunther's defense. The front four.
Uh-huh.
They get no help. They get no help whatsoever. They don't get blitzing help. They don't get linebackers behind them sitting in those gaps and helping them stop the run. They don't get any help with their guy, whoever they're on. There's no adjustments made, no stunting, no creation of pass and pressure lanes up front. And I don't know about you, Captain Jack, but that D-line, I think they regressed.
Yeah. I agree.
Now, I think that the scheme, the responsibilities and the schemes you're trying to put on our players are just too heavy. It's whack. That's the only word I can come up with.
I like to say we're playing a 4-3 stack whack defense.
I love it. I love it. We can sell some T-shirts, Cap Jack. 4-3 Jack Whack. I like it.
Yeah.
Because you cannot leave those four guys hanging up there by themselves. The hole that I saw in that New England game and last week, even in the Buffalo Bill game, here's Devin Singletary, a guy that barely has an average of 70 yards a game, running right on top of us.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I love it because, of course, he's on my fantasy team, Captain.
You're killing me, Peggy. You're killing me.
I know it. I'm killing myself. But I have to say, you saw it in New England and you saw it in the Buffalo Bills. They are opening up huge holes in that front four. Hurst, Malik, Hankins, all of them are getting moved. Reminds me of the 2018 season. I had flashbacks, a time tunnel experience where I traveled back to the 2018 season where the Raiders ranked 31 against the run. The whole. And then, of course, block shedding. And we've talked about that skill set. I ain't getting to rapping and tackling. Everybody's been talking about that.
Right.
Block shedding skills. If you're going to rely on four guys to hold the line up front, do the pass rushing, and stop the run, they got to be able to shed those blocks. And they're not doing it.
Now, having said that, I'm gonna quantify one thing and ask a question for the second thing. Okay.
Sure.
First off, I saw that Hurst, of all of the defensive linemen, actually graded out over 90 on PFF. Now here's one thing before I get into that. Is if you rely on Pro Football Focus for anything, you're probably not as smart as you think you are, because Pro Football Focus.
You're surely more informed.
Okay, I'll give you that, but Pro Football Focus sometimes will skew all of their shit. I was just happy to see that they actually had a positive thing to say about Hurst, because they haven't had anything positive to say about pretty much any of our defensive linemen. Remember, we have 4 sacks all year, and Crosby has 3 of them, and the last one he got because the guy ran into him.
That again is about creating opportunities for our guys to make plays. And I hear what you're saying about Hurst, but it sounds like what they were saying about Matt. So you got one good guy. Right. They just double team him. Hold him. They just hold him.
Oh, and they do.
They gonna catch half the holds, and they knowing that your other 3 guys ain't gonna hurt them. Another thing New England did, and Buffalo did it too. They ran straight at the ends. They ran straight at Cosby and Farrell.
Right.
And that to me was a brilliant adjustment, but it also told me where we're most vulnerable on that D-line, but the gap up the middle. But traditionally, there's supposed to be a linebacker in those gaps, right?
Right.
A linebacker who at least recognizes, he may get trucked, but at least he recognizes where the play is coming. Not one of our linebackers recognizes.
Right.
Now, it's the same thing. Let me give you a stat from last year that I was praying that we would improve this year. But, Captain Jack, I just don't know. Last year, the Raiders were the only linebacking corps in the NFL who had 0 sacks,
yep,
0 forced fumbles, and 0 interceptions.
Ooh.
What does that say about not only the quality of your linebacking corps, but how they're being played? what does that say? Because there's two aspects to that.
Right.
Not just one. Not just to say that they're bums. No. That's too easy. You got to put a guy in a position to make an interception.
Right.
You got to put him in passing lanes. You have to put him in a position to meet the runner from either the backside or in that gap and force that ball loose to create a forced fumble. You have to create those turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
And that we can't do.
Yeah. Now I will give Morrow props because he has the one interception that he has against Drew Brees this year, which actually turned into points that we needed against Nollins. But I don't recall. Now, granted, he had another ball go through his hands in against the Panthers. I know Joyner had a ball go through his hands the first game of the season. I don't recall any other. Abram has a pick, but has really not been a lot of turnovers that our defense is doing this year. And again, you don't turn the ball over when needed, you're going to lose a lot of games.
You not only have to create conditions for turnovers. You have to be there. You have to be to the ball. That's just like the number one requirement for creating turnovers. You have to be to the ball. Our guys are not to the ball. Usually on other teams, and I'm so jealous when I watch them, they just like a gang. As soon as the ball goes in one direction, the entire defense goes in that direction.
Right.
And you have like 4 or 5 guys converging on the ball. When's the last time you've seen that happen with a Raider defense?
I think it was when they said they were giving out free pizza at a certain location, and all of the defensive guys went. On the field, I haven't seen it, but after a game when they had like free pizzas and beer over at Mickey's Turnout Shop, all the defense was converging. There. Yeah, they were all there.
They were converging from every direction, driving up in their Jeeps and limousines and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
We do not have that type of gang tackling, that type of instinct among our defense. And Captain Jack, I'm getting tired of watching it year after year after year. When are we going to get a defensive coordinator that puts our guys in the best position to make plays?
Okay, now, and I, you know what? I am glad I have you here because I'm going to bounce it off of you because we were speaking as well by ourselves when we were getting this ready to go. I made one comment, and I know what the next words are out of your mouth, and then I'm going to follow that up with a question that you haven't heard yet. So the first comment is I said, when does Marinelli become the defensive coordinator? And you said?
I said that's up to Gruden. It has to be up to him. I also said that the word is out that Marinelli really doesn't want to be the defensive coordinator. He's 71 years old.
Yeah, and that was the word that I was looking for as well, is that, folks, for you guys and gals that are looking for Rod Marinelli to be the second coming of Christ, as in the savior of our defense. I know that's sacrilegious, but I'm going a little bit over the top here. It ain't going to happen if Rod Marinelli doesn't want to be the DC. And you got it from a good source.
And the other part of it is that we've seen regression of the D-line under Marinelli. Do you really want to dial that up?
Yeah.
And take a sample of that for the next, 10 games? 11 games? I mean, there's so many conditionals there that I think that the answer isn't going to be a Marinelli, that it's got to be a proven defensive fixer. It's Christmas time, and my fondest wish is that we would go get Wade Phillips off a golf course and persuade him to bring him and his assistants in.
Okay, and that was my good segue to the next question. But having said that, if Rod Marinelli at 71 years old doesn't want to be DC, and Wade Phillips is a 3-4 guy, And historically, Gruden, even though he's got enough bullshit going on with the offense, I would think that Gruden historically is not a 3-4 type of guy as far as liking that on there. You're talking about putting a square peg in a round hole, and I don't see that happening.
I see a DC coming in that's a fixer that takes the guys that he has and plays them in the best position that he can play them in. He doesn't try to, like you said, the square peg in a round hole. He's not out there trying to be Da Vinci. He's out there to put these guys he has right now, in the best position to make plays and win games. And if that means he has to deal with a 4-3 for the rest of the season, then he has to deal with a 4-3 because that's what they're used to.
Yeah.
They don't have the personnel for the 3-4. They don't have the nose. Exactly. Lord have mercy. Who in the world would you put out on the nose? Of the personnel we have now, who would you put on a nose?
Well, I got a buddy that I do afternoon sports talk with called Nevada Nick. He goes about 3 bills, and maybe he might, now granted he's a little older. He's not as old as me, but he might be a good nose guard. But other than that, I have no clue. And by the way, again, I'm going to say this again. If you are watching on Facebook, I thank you. But if you want me to see your comment, please go over to YouTube. I don't see shit on Facebook right now. So if you're wondering why the fuck I'm not answering you, the answer is simple. I don't see your comments on Facebook. Please go over to YouTube. Go ahead, Miss Peggy. I apologize.
Now, you talk about Wade Phillips bringing in a 3-4. Truly, the only places he's really been able to employ the 3-4 was, of course, with the Buffalo Bills, and not with the Cowboys. They were in a 4-3 last year, but he wasn't the DC.
Right.
Excuse me. He was, but with the Cowboys, he did a 4-3. Houston, he did a 4-3. I mean, I think he's had enough both ways. We talk about a proven fixer. And a fixer always knows you don't come in and impose your system. That's what they've been dealing with under Gunther. Somebody trying to impose a system upon their skill sets that they can't handle. And I'm just so sick of it. We need guys. The other part is, let's go to philosophy and let's go to temperament. Gunther's defenses aren't aggressive, in my view. They also don't make the adjustments. People don't understand the importance of adjustments. I'm talking about adjustments in play to play, quarter to quarter. We don't have to wait till halftime. Did New England wait till halftime? No. Second quarter, they made adjustments and never looked back.
Right.
We never made another move to counter their adjustments. They watch what we do in the first quarter. That's why we always ahead in the first quarter. And then they adjust. And I'm talking about major adjustments. New England took the data and information they had learned about us in the first quarter and translated it into how many second quarter points? 20 second quarter points. I'm exaggerating, but they turned that game around.
Right.
In the second quarter, Kansas City has done it to us traditionally, and we haven't even seen it.
Yeah, and I tell you,
they watched.
Yeah, their defensive coordinator, folks, is Spags, and Spags is a Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator. I'd love to have him on my team, but that's just the way it is. That's a
guy who thinks deeper than X's and O's. He thinks about what are your weaknesses and where to attack. Game planning, another aspect that Gunther is weak on. God, do I have anything good to say about him? I'll think about it. But game planning. Let's take the New England game again, because those are the best coaches in the NFL by far.
Yes, they are.
Right out the box, what was their first thing that they did to Derek Carr in that offense? What was the most important thing in game planning? Right off the bat.
Oh, they took away Waller.
Thank you. And people can argue to me all they want that Ruggs is the guy. Ruggs, we didn't have Ruggs. Let's get Ruggs. I got a separate set of comments about him anyway.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter was, they took away the guy that opens up stuff all over. Opens up the passing game, opens up the running game. They took the guy that Derek targets 20 times a game.
Right.
And that's basically what they did. And I think that's something that's a game planning aspect. It was brilliant. Because for the whole first half and most of the second half, Gruden was trying to figure out ways to get Waller open.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he put Gilmore on Waller, a corner. Now, it happens to be the best corner in the NFL. But we don't have... When's the last time you've seen Gunther come out the box with a plan to get people open? I mean, take people away from people, close down certain routes. When's the last time that happened?
I can't recall. And again, I'm not trying to be facetious. I can't recall the last time, and I'm going to throw John Gruden under the bus here as well. I can't recall a time that I saw any discernible changes in our offense or our defense coming out into the second half.
And that to me is the telling sign that we have coaching deficiencies as well. And yes, for the first time, you're going to hear me say something about Gruden.
Ooh,
and I think I'm going to end my soapbox by saying, if Gruden doesn't figure out a way to fix this defense, he's going to lose his team.
Yeah.
I really believe that's how serious the situation is. The guys look lost out there, Captain Jack. They just do. They make some good plays, but then they're making plays that are just head scratchers. They're in defenses and coverages that are just head scratchers. I can't figure it out. What are they trying to do? And I don't think that they know what they're doing. Gruden's going to lose his team if he doesn't fix this thing now.
Yeah. And by the way, one second, Peggy. For those that don't know, because I am monitoring the comment section. Thank you, everybody that is coming over from Facebook. I can read the comments on YouTube. So if you're still on Facebook, get the fuck over to YouTube. Sorry.
They saw you on Facebook, so they just want to admire the view from there. Give them a chance to change it. There are just so many things about that defense that Gunther is trying to employ that are just not suitable for the personnel we have.
Okay, and I got now. I'm gonna give you some hard questions. By the way, other people were asking. I am happy, beyond stoked that I'm interviewing Miss Peggy Holmes, the founder of the DC Metros. They no longer exist. There's still a club in DC, but Peggy and I go back years. She is my main DC wench, and she don't mind when I call her that too.
Yes, indeed. I don't have any problems with it because I'm with the captain. Captain and I have had meetings of the mind so many times about football and a great deal of other things. But in our discussion today, I talked sincerely about as a Raider fan, worried about the future of the team. Right. I really am worried. And I haven't been worried at all in the last 20 years, but I'm worried now.
Now, Peggy, with the club that's out in D.C., first off, if you had a chance to to be with the group out there, or anytime recently, or be? And the reason why I ask that is a lot of times the clubs that are more consolidated and well known, they often have players and players' families come by, and they get some inside scoop. I was wondering if there's been any inside scoop that y'all might have had as to why you think, because Mike Sarah said, "Oh, don't worry, Gruden's not going to lose the team," but you say otherwise. I'd like to know, is this just pure Peggy thought, or is this anything that you've been able to discern from people?
Yes, from people inside the organization as well. And as you and I know about the Raiders, the minute you begin to yak about who you talking to, they're going to stop talking to you.
Right, right.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to.
Oh, don't mention names. Don't mention names. I just said I have.
This is from inside the organization. What they're worried about is the demoralization of guys that know they can play, but they look like fools out there in Gunther's defense. They look like they don't know what they're doing. They look like they can't anticipate plays. They look like they're always somewhere else when they're supposed to be on the ball. You look at the end of a lot of those running plays, there's not a linebacker in sight. Now, how can that be?
Yeah.
I mean, how is that possible if you have linebackers whose primary job is to stop the run and converge on that ball? Why are they not anywhere in the picture at the end of the game? Why are my corners my leading tacklers? I'm back to that again.
Right.
Because that is not the way football is traditionally played, and I'm worried that our players themselves will just, after a while, just throw up their hands and say, F it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't play in this guy's system. I don't understand what this guy is doing. I can't make plays like I want to make plays. Why bother?
Yeah, and that's important. And I've seen when teams give up on their when teammates give up on each other, and people, you can see it in the way that they go out there. There's no fire. There's very little. There's very little coordination. There's not all that. Esprit de corps. And when teams give up, you can see it. And I don't want that to happen. But we gotta see something. Yeah, we gotta see something.
And let me also say, I've heard people make this crazy statement about Kwiatkowski. God bless him. I would love to know how he fits into this defense. Unfortunately, I don't know nothing about you if you hurt. Same thing with Ruggs. But the thing that people forget is Kwiatkowski didn't get hurt until the third quarter in that Carolina game. The first two quarters, they were marching on us.
Yes.
They had 4 50-yard-plus drives, 3 of which ended up in scores. Now, how was Kwiatkowski helping me? Tell me how he was coordinating the linebackers and doing all this stuff. And I don't blame Kwiatkowski. I don't blame Littleton. I don't blame any of them. It's the scheme. It's the philosophy. It's the whole approach to defense that's just wrong.
Right. Now, I got Phillips in here, but that would mean that John Gruden would have to tell his buddy, Paul Guenther, you know what, Paul, shit ain't working out, so you need to go. And I don't see that happening this year. I don't see it happening this year. I can see maybe not even a dismissal, a turnover of the coordination for the year, than just for this year, where Marinelli takes over the scheme calling for Guenther. But I don't foresee a new DC being installed until the earliest is next year. Now, let's just say that Wade Phillips wants no part of this system. Is there anybody other than you? Because I've seen a lot of comments already saying that, hey, let Miss Peggy be the fucking DC, and I know we'd have a better job. I know we'd do a better job with you as the defensive coordinator, and I'll tell you what, I'll do the line because I'm a line.
Yeah, that's coach. Right. You do the D line. You my D line guy.
I'm the D line.
And Lord have mercy, I got to put a magician on them linebackers to untrain them.
Right.
For the things that Gunther has trained them to do. They are not safeties. They are not corners. And don't give me that hybrid nonsense. Because once again, we're talking about an animal that exists very rarely out there in the jungle. And the colleges just aren't producing enough hybrids.
Right.
The guy in the draft, and Captain Jack, check me if I'm wrong, that came the closest to being a hybrid was Simmons. After Simmons, then you get this huge drop off to Murray and Queen and the others.
Right.
The colleges aren't producing the hybrid, the guy who can not only stop the run, but can do pass coverage. Most linebackers do one thing well. And one or two things well. And they can be trained to do other things well if you put them in a position to make plays. But nobody's in position.
Yeah.
Everybody's running around like a fire drill. And let me digress for 1 second to all this talk about Ruggs. Ruggs he takes the top off, he's a decoy, We didn't draft him in the first round to be a decoy. We didn't draft him just to be out there running around with his speed. We got to remember we took the smallest wide receiver in the draft. Let me repeat that for people did not understand. Of all the guys out there, we took the smallest wide receiver in the draft. Even soaking wet, Ruggs ain't but 185 pounds. Now, you might say, well, what about Hill? He's small like that, But you got to understand, when you get a small guy like that, you're taking risks. And one of the number one risks is injury.
Right.
And what have we seen? What we've been looking at since game one, he's hurt all the time. You can't take the top off nothing if you're sitting on a bench.
I'll give you that, Peggy. I will give you that, but you know what? I wouldn't say that he's injury prone if this is his first year. I mean, I know at Alabama he played all those years at Alabama. Now, granted, they had him and Judy and a bunch of other people where he didn't have to, they had a shuttle of receivers, and I still think that we got the best one in Ruggs. Well, like you said, he was the smallest one. I think he really does need to put on some weight. And he's the one
that's been hurt. How many games? Out of 4 games, he's missed 2. Out of 4 games, he's missed half of game 1 and half of game 2. I don't know what to say about that, except that I haven't. Don't tell me what Ruggs can do, because I don't know.
Right.
He has to be healthy. Same thing with Ames. Same thing. He has to be healthy. I'd love to see what they can do. I get a thrill out of watching a young man mature in his skill set and start to learn the playbook and get experience out there. But I can't see it when he's sitting on the bench.
I got you. Remember, the best availability or best ability is availability. I got you, and I understand that as well.
So let's, we can enough with the talk about how great and wonderful Ruggs is. They fallen on deaf ears with me because I don't know. I just can't confirm that, my brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm gonna have to run, but I really wanted to share those ideas with you and share with you my alarm at the fact that I believe that if things continue the way they are, and your prediction is true, he won't get rid of Gunther until the end of the season, there's not going to be a team by December.
Yeah, and I'm hoping I'm wrong. I trust me. I hope
I
that.
sure do hope you're wrong,
Yeah,
sweetie. I mean, I definitely hope you're wrong
yeah.
on this, but I can't shake that feeling. And it's been wonderful talking with you. And I truly appreciate. We're gonna let some of these other good people come in and chip in with their point of view. And guys, get off of Facebook.
That's right.
go and go to Captain Jack's YouTube. Captain Jack, that's the only channel I advertise is your YouTube channel
Oh
because I
well,
know you see the comments there.
yeah, and I tell you, thank you there, Vicky. I say you get those people in D.C. to go out, and we'll go from group to group to group, and then when I'm finally out of the house, and I will be able to spread the wealth a little bit, post COVID confinement, I'll be able to get it out there. But I definitely love having you here, and a lot of
Oh,
good
I
words on
love
that.
being here. And anytime you come down to DC Raider Nation, it's a new group in DC, and they meet at Stoney's on L Street in Northwest, www.dcrn.org. Okay?
There you go. There you go. And
All
Peggy,
right.
always a pleasure. And whenever you want to spread the wealth of the wit and wisdom and solitary, wonderful words of the great defensive coordinator that we should have,
I'm
there.
with you all the way, Captain Jack.
Okay. Well,
I appreciate it. I enjoy myself, and you have a great rest of the show, okay?
all right. Hey, honey, thanks again for calling in. Most appreciated.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye bye. Now, folks, that was again Miss Peggy Holmes, who is the founder of the DC Metro Raiders, which no longer exist, but they are a new iteration of DC Raider Nation. If you're ever in the nation's capital, make sure you look them up. Granted, if you're on the road anywhere and you're away from home, there is a lot of Raider groups, be they booster clubs or black holes or wrecking crews or Molosos or black flags, black pirates. My goodness, I'm running out of names, but they exist. Oh, nomads. We're all around. We're all around. So make sure that when in your tribulations and travels, get with the local group, okay? And again, I say this. If you're on Facebook, thank you for watching. I'm doing it on Facebook tonight so that people will see who wins the Marcus Allen helmet. If they do win the Marcus Allen helmet, it might be somebody who's not a Raider fan, and I ain't giving up that damn Marcus Allen helmet to a non-Raider fan. That's just the way it is. So I'm going to do a couple spins here. I'm going to do a couple spins here of the wheel. We're going to do spin 20 through 15. 20 through 15. So we're going to go back in order here. We're going to go from 20 to 15. And we're going to do that right now. Okay? And I'm going to start by shuffling the deck. You see the numbers are 1 through 20 right there and there. I'm going to shuffle the deck, okay, and I'm going to pull numbers, and obviously we're going 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, then we'll take a call, okay? The first number I got, number 20, is Peggy. That's Tornado Bruiser. That's Peggy Perrine. That's number 20. Okay, and then I'm going to remove her, so she's out. Then I'm going to where's Tap again? Why did that not work? Okay, there we go. Number 19 is Ben Ames. Okay. Okay. Gonna remove that. Number 18. Is Raider Homer. Okay. Going on to number 17 now. That's Brian Levine. Now, don't go away just because you're out, Brian. Good hearing from you, brother. Maybe other people don't do what they're supposed to do. And like I said, we'll go from here. Number 16, and then we'll take a break. Is YouCameFor TEA. Okay, now we've gone through 5, and now we are going back to do my large cam shot. Okay, let's get some lines open again. The number is available. Let me get the number up here. Okay. Oh my God, I'm on the wrong screen. Okay. There's the number. You can go from here. The line is open, 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. If, like I said, we've had some good calls so far. Let me get my YouTube back over where I can see it. There we go. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's rigged. Okay. Yeah, always rigged. Now that I got it's clapping, but they did not win. I know, Candy. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. But you know what? It's not that they didn't necessarily win. Is that if 1 through, let's say, for example, Brian, who's number 17, if numbers 1 through 16 don't call in or get with me on Facebook, you know, they can win. So let's hear for that. I got the line open. We had a great call. And in case you don't know what's going on, I don't know what's going on a football game. Where the hell is my remote? Where the fuck I put my remote? Okay, there it is. Okay. Right now, I see Aroldis Chapman, and that's not a good sign as a Rays fan. I'll just say that. I know that the Yankees were winning quite well. And I don't know what the score was, but I think this one's a laugher. Let's see what's going on over there on the NFL Network. Oh, and we do got a call too. And it's always good to hear from Jason Dean. Jason Dean, how you doing, brother? Good hearing from you.
What's up, Captain? How's it going tonight, my friend?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good, man. I wanted to make sure that let's see, got the right camera on here. I lost one of my cameras by switching things over. I'm doing okay. I don't know. You can tell me what the Yankees score is. I'm sure
it's 4-1, top of the 8th, 2 outs, and Chapman's on the mound.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, well that means that there will be a game 5. And I did say before this series started, it was going all 5.
Yeah, these two teams are definitely like matched up good, but the the Rays have been playing out of their minds. Like, their bats were alive. Their pitchers were shutting down the Yankees after game one. Like, the Yankees haven't hit nothing. You know, and Luke Voigt hit a bomb tonight. A couple of them don't carry. LeMahieu had a couple little dribblers. So it's actually a really, really good game. A really good game.
And I just turned it over in time to see that we are now at the half of the Buccaneers, and I'm being nice by calling them by their real name, the Buccaneers-Bears game. So I might have to go back.
I didn't check that game. Who gives a shit about them two teams?
I agree.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody out there, Captain Jackland agrees too. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. So now, how did you like that? And by the way, I'm seeing that everybody. By the way, thanks again for being. If you're here on YouTube, thank you for being on YouTube. If you're over there on Facebook, I can't see your comments. I can't see them. Go to YouTube.
Can't see them. Go to YouTube. I don't know how many times he has to say it.
Yeah, go to YouTube. And I see, and I even see Celia's in the house. Thank you. Good to see you as well, Miss Celia. And I see, it's always, I love when Celia is here. Neil Backman, thank you for being here. Asylum, who says everything is rigged. It's not rigged. Mike, Sarah, and Candy Padilla, thank you for being here as well. We'll do some more pushing after your call. Jason Dean, how'd you take that conversation, and what are your pros and cons, and what else you got to say about it?
I really enjoyed the conversation, to tell you the truth. She makes a lot of really good points. Like, she said she doesn't know Ruggs. I'll let her know a little bit about Ruggs, because you know me, Captain. I'm a big college guy.
Yes, you are.
He played. Of course, she knows he played for Bama, but Ruggs was their guy. I know they had C.D. Lamb. No, not C.D. Lamb. I'm sorry. What was the other one's name? Judy.
Jerry Judy.
I didn't about him either. He wasn't an Irish guy. I don't care. So, but Ruggs can take the top off the defense. That and his speed and his athleticism, his moves are his. How do I say it? His great points that he has to his game. And he has good hands.
Yes,
like the kid is tough for being small. I know he was the smallest receiver coming out, but you know what? He's tough. And that's what I like about him, his toughness. Me personally, I would have rather Chase Claypool, but that's just me personally because he's a Notre Damer. But Ruggs is with us. I love him now. Number 11, the Sticks. I'm all about him. I can't wait till he gets healthy. I can't wait till Brian Edwards gets healthy, because those two are going to shine for us. And when she talks about the defense, she's right. It seems like everybody's really out of place a lot. Like, nobody kind of knows what's going on. Sometimes they look like a JV team. I hate to say that, because you know as well as I do, Kev, just like we love this team. But we get frustrated by seeing the same stuff over and over again, Right. And she's right, the cornerbacks should not be the leading tacklers on the team. It should be our linebackers. And the defensive tackles, they're supposed to get most pressure up in the middle. They're not even supposed to really have many tackles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you'll see defensive tackles maybe like 25 a year, maybe, something like that. And that's actually a good year. But
right.
Cleveland Farrell, I don't know what to really think about him. I don't want to give up on him. I really, really don't. But I'm starting to look at it more now that the team that he played for in college, that defensive line, they're all pros too. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, well, he had these guys helping him. Maybe he really wasn't as great as we thought he could be. You know what I mean? It's kind of, but I don't want to give up on him.
Yeah, no, and please don't. And I tell people this as well, is that, okay, yeah, he came from a great team at Clemson where that entire defensive line were like first or second rounders as far as in theory. And I think that the last guy on that line went in round 3. I might be mistaken, but they had a lot of good talent on that Clemson line. And I know that that Hollywood's in the house, and he'll tell me where I was wrong there. But that was a fantastic defensive line. And Oh, so so DP. I was wondering who DPF 96 was. Um, and I am a fanatic. There you go. Uh, my buddy, he's a Pats fan, but he's a well-meaning Pats fan. Anyway, uh, there you go.
He gets a pass from his friend.
He can actually talk to you about the Patriots prior to Tom Brady, kind of like Doc Cabral. Real Pats
Yeah,
fans that actually
yeah, like
know.
when they had Grogan and
Right,
Stanley Morgan and Andre
right,
Tippett.
right.
And yeah, John Hanna, one of the greatest linemen ever, even though he was a Patriot, still one of the greatest guards ever played the game of football.
Oh yeah, John Hanna and Randy Vitaha and Stingley before he got hurt. So yeah, I know about that. So he gets a
Russ
pass.
Francis, remember Russ Francis was
Oh
with the
yeah,
Pats
Russ
back in the day?
Francis, man. Yeah, number 81 if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this defense, and everybody, the right, everything, no adjustments, not whatsoever. Like, I don't get it. It's so frustrating, and just like you, just like the rest of us that are Raider Nation for life, it like breaks our heart because we put so much. We're so ready for every single Sunday. Is this going to be the week we turn it around? Is this going to be the time that our defense finally steps up and makes a play? Just makes one play, just one good play. Something that they say, oh, that turned the game right around, that right there. Not a drop interception. Not when they're showing, now I'm seeing this picture of the Buffalo offense with the three Raiders all standing together in a cluster, and there's three Buffalo receivers wide open.
Right.
That's oh my God, it makes me so furious about this. They're professionals. Like, you see a guy cover him. Like, Jesus Christ, get out of the stupid-ass zone. You're a football player. Make a football play.
Right.
You see a guy open, cover him. No, this is my zone. Well, why is there a guy standing next to you dumb shit? Oh, God, it fucking drives me nuts. Oh.
Well, I was gonna say
And
now.
now we
I have seen stride. Hey, Cooter, call back in a little bit, Cooter. Call back in a little bit because I want to let Jason Dean finish the thought, and then we'll go to Crazy Cooter of the Vikings, a great guy as well. Jason Dean, go out with your best, brother.
Yeah, this is all I gotta say. We got the creeps coming up Sunday. I think. Well, I know nobody gives us a chance. Even some of us don't give us a chance. I think one or two plays go our way. Maybe a ball bounces our way. You know what I mean? Maybe something happens like in the game when they played the Patriots where he threw the interception, but we get the interception. Maybe one or two plays go our way, and we pull a win out. It's not impossible. Anybody can get beat. Any fucking given Sunday, anybody can lose. All right, that's my thought. I'll go on that, Captain. Love y'all, Raider Nation for life.
All right. Hey, Jason Dean, thanks for calling in, brother. I appreciate it. You take care. Cooter was calling, Crazy Cooter of the Minnesota Vikings. I haven't heard from him in a while. So, he left me a message. Cooter, if you can, call back in. The line is open, 813-699-0834. What I'm going to do is, while we got a break, I'm going to go back to the display. Let me get my YouTube thing out of there, so we can actually see the spinning wheel. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're pulling 15 through 10. Numbers 15 through 10. Now, when you get to 10, I'm going to let the 10 in there. Now, you can't obviously win twice. So if a number comes up that we've had before, that we'll just disregard it. Okay, we're going 15 through 10 now. 15 is, who is that? That's Maria Plata. Okay. And remember, folks, just because you're a low number doesn't mean that you're out of it. Okay. 14. Is Raider Roslin. Okay. Remember, I'm going to keep at least 10 in there. Number 13. Is David Garland. Okay, number 12. Mike Sarah. I'm sorry for that, because I know that that was what Mike Sarah was hoping to have the winner. Augie G. I'm sorry, Mike. Okay, we got a call, so let's go back to the phones. Let me get the phone call here. Damn it, there we go. Hey, how we doing there, Crazy Cooter? What's going on with you, brother?
Hey, how you doing there, Jack?
I'm good. How you been?
Oh, always better than I deserve. Started putting on the miles.
Yeah. So, and I'm not going after it. You tell me why your team is the way it is right now, and I'm not cracking on them. I'm just very surprised.
I guess it's a lot of our defense in the corners. They're beating us up every week they're picking on us, you know.
Right.
The defense isn't slowing people down. They're giving Rodgers like infinite amount of time to throw the ball. And that's what happened this last week. We shut Jackson down by closing in on him and sacking him a few times finally.
Right.
The guy from the Texans. Sorry, I don't think his name is Jackson, but
the Texans quarterback Watson.
Watson, yes. Okay.
There you go.
So yes, the defense finally got together. I mean, and that's what made us win our game against them. You know, if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have won again. And then, I don't know how Harrison Smith is supposed to stop in midair and not jab the guy with his helmet when he was trying to get it down. It just happened too fast, and that was a big pickup problem there too, because the guy that filled in for Harry was a rookie, and they picked on him the whole rest of the game too.
Right.
So, I guess it is what it is. I hope that we can turn it around, and at least you guys have had a good season. I've been by your stadium once, and it's like, I just want to go in there, man. I just want to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, we all do. And in fact, folks, if you don't know who Crazy Cooter is, he's a trucker. And as the stadium was going up, he was kind enough to always show the great outside shots of Allegiant Stadium. And he definitely wants to go in as well. And like I said, Cooter, I know I was up in Minnesota last year, so it's going to be at least 3 years until the Vikings come over to our house. And if I'm alive and kicking, man, hopefully you'll be there for my as one of my guests, or let's put it this way: you got first dibs.
Well, show for show thing, that would be tits. So, how have you been? I noticed you had some problems with your leg and this and that and whatever. Did you get all that stuff figured out?
Yeah, I had some of the vein surgeries, and I'm doing okay. And any day that I'm here means that that the ticker's working and I'm above ground, brother.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, this is a pretty good game that's going on for Thursday night right now. The Bears came back within 2 minutes. The Bears came back with from 13-0 in 2 minutes.
Okay,
at the end of the half.
Okay, so the Bears were down. The Bucks were up 13-0, and the Bears came back.
At the 2 minute warning, yes, they were down 13-0, and they scored 2 touchdowns within 2 minutes. Well, Foles threw it to one of the guys, and then they kicked it off. Or no, Brady threw it to somebody, and when they came out, when they were 3 and out, they were on the field for 13 seconds, with 1:40 or something like that left, and Brady threw it to somebody. He caught it, and then Foles from the Bears, I think, came along and hit him and knocked it out. I mean, he just slammed him. So they called it a catch, They called it not a catch on the field, but then when they looked at it, they turned it over to the Bears on like the 30.
Okay.
So they were in right away again.
There you
then
go.
Brady actually came off the field for about 20 seconds or 25 seconds and couldn't do anything.
Well, you know what? That's why, and I don't know if you had a chance to listen to Peggy Holmes earlier, harping on the Raiders' defense or lack thereof. Defense will win you championships. You can score all the points in the world, and I know that you're saying, well, that doesn't really. The Kansas City Chiefs seem to score at will, but there you going with the fact that defense does win because you need the defense to be in there.
Well, that's why I said that's what got us our win this last weekend was definitely our defense. Because our defense for the first 3 weeks sucked donkey.
Right.
Point blank, man. I mean, these new rookies, I'm surprised that Zim doesn't normally use them. He makes them sit, and he uses, but we got rid of those guys, so we had to just put these new guys in. So it's like, I knew it was going to bite us in the ass.
Right.
So we're paying for it, and hey, no preseason didn't help.
Right.
Because nobody had a chance to meld and meld with each other and stuff, and get that relationship going on, and it just didn't happen. And everybody's paying for it.
Right.
But there are like the chefs, and who else is 4-0?
Well, the Bills are because they just beat us.
The Bills, yep. Now, how is Diggs doing? I haven't heard his name. Is he stuck in there with Allen?
Actually, Diggs is playing very well for Buffalo, their shipmate.
Okay, see, because I haven't heard anybody talk about him on any of the highlight reels at all. I haven't heard his name once.
Yeah, now granted, their number one receiver is the other guy that's quicker, but
okay.
Diggs is playing pretty good.
Hey, you know what? I'll take Jefferson over Diggs any day because Jefferson doesn't have an attitude.
Exactly.
Jefferson's not some damn drama queen. Yeah, he likes to celebrate, which is just fine, but hey, the rookie's doing great, man. I love how he's doing, man.
Yeah.
Him and Delvin are they're doing great. And I think with Delvin getting that many touches, like he says, if he touches the ball 20 times or more, we're going to win. And that's what Kubiak's been doing, just giving him the ball.
Right. Now, and Danny Faint, the Patriots fan, said Buffalo's 4-0. The Pats are the Pats are 2-2, but they're a strong 2-2. They lost to two of the best teams in the NFL right now. So don't discount the Pats as well. The Vikings finally got that first win. My question to you there, Cooter, and by the way, folks, love Cooter, but if you want to knock him out, now's your chance. Do the Vikings have enough, and do they have the wherewithal to come back and get into the race in that division?
I still say we're going to be 12-4.
Okay.
So we're gonna gel, and we're gonna come together, and we're gonna be Vikings.
I got
you. I think that Cousins has finally got it with these new guys, and he was having a hard time too. But we all know Cousins' stats don't lie. He's right up there with everybody else in the top shelf type of quarterback. It's just the offensive line has to give him time because he's not a scrambler. I was surprised to see him run for first down this last week.
Right. So Cousins is about as immobile as Derek Carr, but at least Carr occasionally runs.
And so does Cousins. But like I said, he ran for a first down when he couldn't. Oh, then he took off on. There's a couple 3 plays where he took off. Where he could obviously see nothing, and he went down. I think he one was like 8 yards. It took a slide. He didn't get a hit, but he's learning, and I guess he better we're paying him that kind of money now. His contract is up at the end of this year. It's been 3 years.
Yeah, and I tell you what. I'm going to get you out with this there, Cooter. I'm going to open up the line after this. Do the Raiders have a prayer against the Chiefs?
Yeah, you guys do. Yeah.
Okay. We'll see you.
Always, any given Sunday, but I'm always going to go for my Raider Nation first, And hey, I seen Rose the other day too. That guy I was telling you about that I work with.
Yeah.
Do you know him, Rose?
No. Definitely have him come back with me.
He's from Center City, California, and he drives truck with me at Twin Express.
Okay. Well, have him get with the show, man. I'd love to hear from him.
I told him, I said, hey, you get on Facebook and look up Jack and see when his shows are and stuff, and, I'm on there once in a while and stuff, and he just adores the shit out of me, too.
Okay. Well, hey.
He says, I love that top hat and shit, so.
Well,
but anyways, I'll do my sign off and let you get back to what I call it.
Exactly. I was going to say, Cooter, I got to hear your sign off.
Okay. Hey, this is Crazy Cooter coming at you. Maybe crazy, very stupid. Keep that green side down, sunny side up, wheels spinning, the green beaver's grinning. And I'm gone, killer.
All right.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Hey, Cooter, you take care out on the road, brother. You be well.
Oh, yeah, too. You too. God bless, Jack.
God bless you as well.
Yep.
That is the Crazy Cooter. And like I said, I love it when other fans call in here as well. And it means that we have a show that we can show to people. And as long as you are cool about things, we're good to go. Now I'm gonna pick up Mike Sarah right here. Mike, I got you on the line, but I don't go nowhere. I'm gonna do some spinning, okay?
Sure, hang on.
Okay. So let me get rid of my. I gotta show the wheel. Okay. So let's cut to this. Let's fade to here. All right, Mike. Now Mike is on. Obviously, these minutes don't count. We're gonna go 11, 10, 9, and 8. Okay. And this one, the first person that gets identified here will go off the board. Okay, so Danny Meeker is off the board now. We're going to go 10, 9, 8 right now. Okay, is Danny Vegas. Okay, and I'm keeping Danny on the board. But he can't, obviously, if his name comes up again, we'll just go right to another spin. And right to another spin. Okay, you're still there, right, Mike?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. Okay, on to number 8. That's Feisty. And we're going to do one more. Okay, that's Feisty again, so we'll do it again. Okay, that's Brian Dinan. Okay. All right. Now, we will do 6, 5, and 4 our next round. So we'll get ready for that, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk with my boy Mike Sarah. In the meantime, Mike, you already this 3 minutes don't count. How you doing, brother? What's going on with you?
Oh, I'm doing good. Just I had to leave the gym because I hope I sound a little bit better in my car with my phone because it sounds terrible when I'm at the gym. So, do I sound better? I'm not all broken up and everything.
No, you're not bad. In fact, I had to get back to my YouTube over on the other because I have to keep pulling screens so people don't see the YouTube and the spinning wheel and things like that. So I hope I'm handling it okay. I hope I'm handling it okay.
You're doing great.
Yeah, but
Doing great. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My buddy Augie didn't win, but yeah, that's all right.
Right. And and as soon as it came up, I'm like, man, because I'd love to see somebody that I actually know.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. He'll be my brother. He'll be my son-in-law eventually here. So.
Yeah, and again, well, if he's your son-in-law, he can buy you one.
That's right. That's right. He take care of his father-in-law here.
Yeah.
Hey, anyway, I first of all I want to say that Peggy Holmes, is it?
Yes, Peggy Holmes.
Okay, she's very knowledgeable. I enjoyed her conversation. Very knowledgeable. She really knew what she was talking about, especially with talking about how we run our defense because it's not good, obviously. I did kind of go over some tackles. I kind of look at the stats, and our leading tackler is John Abram with 23 tackles. Our next leading tackler is Eric Harris. He also has 23.
Right.
Our third leading tackler is Corey Littleton. He has 20. Our fourth is Joyner at 20, and our fifth is Morrow at 20 also. So the linebackers are making plays, and they are making tackles. And I always expect the safeties to make the most tackles, especially somebody like Abram, who's out there just flying all over the place. He's all over the field.
Right.
So I don't think it's our cornerbacks aren't making a ton of tackles, and maybe it's because they're not anywhere near the ball when the reception's made, which is kind of sad. But I think all in all, the thing I was a little worried about it was she was talking about Gruding losing the team, and I don't see it happening. I just cannot see it. This team has, with Mayock and Gruden, they've done so much to develop this team, and Derek Carr has so much faith in Gruden. Derek Carr is a leader. I don't care what anybody says. He's a team leader, and the team listens to him. And I don't think Derek Carr or Mike Mayock or anybody like that's ever going to let Gruden lose control of the team, even with this terrible defensive situation we have. So I just don't see that happening. It's not a Bill O'Brien situation because Bill O'Brien was a complete idiot, and John Gruden knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, I see that they are, and that they are actually. And he hasn't lost the team yet, but I think Peggy was saying is that if they don't get something positive going for them soon, you're going to get disgruntled. And I've seen it in Raider teams before where they just stop playing mentally.
Yeah. I don't see it with this team. I think they got too many quality players. Back then when we had those Raider teams that did that, we had a lot of free agents that weren't really, a Warren Sapp and a Randy Moss and those type of people. But we have quality people on our team now. We have quality men on our team. I don't see these guys just totally jumping ship and abandoning, Gruden or anybody like that. I kind of, Angela, I really believe in what she's saying because I've heard her say this several times. We just got to lower our expectations. We really do, because this team is just not where it needs to be right now to be competitive with teams like the Chiefs and the Ravens in the AFC. It's just not going to happen. And we played some really good teams, and we've played 4 quality teams. Carolina is no pushover. They're 2-2.
Right.
Obviously, we know the Saints are no pushover, and the Bills are a playoff team, and New England's a playoff team. So, it's tough. And we were in both those games, New England and the Bills. So it's not like we're getting totally blown out. Now, this week might be different. Sunday might be different. I hate to say it. I just don't see anything good coming out of that game. But, hey, Jason Dean, I love you, baby. If you believe it, if you believe we can win, then I believe we can win. So,
yeah.
Jason Dean's the best. Jason Dean reminds me so much of me. He's got the kind of passion I have, and and he gets pissed off like I do, so I can really relate to him.
Oh yeah, and Jason Dean is he's devout for whichever team he is rooting for, be it the Yankees, the Raiders, Notre Dame, the Knights, and I don't know if he has a basketball team or not, but I know that whoever he roots for, he is solid in that rooting.
Yeah, I love him. He's great. And then we were talking about Ruggs, and I know that we didn't draft Ruggs #1 overall to be a decoy, but if you watch the first quarter or the first half of that game with Ruggs, the first game he played in, and he was great, and he did a lot of great things out there. But then he got injured, and that injury affected him in the second half of the game against Carolina, and it definitely affected him the whole game against Carolina, against the Saints. So I think a healthy Ruggs is going to be a quality #1 overall pick. So I'm not really too worried about that. He needs to get healthy. I personally would sit Ruggs this weekend. I would sit Trent Brown this weekend. I would let people get healthy. We have another week, a bye week coming up after this, and let's get ready. We're going to play the Chiefs, and we're going to try to beat them. We're going to do our best to beat them. But if we don't, hey, let's get healthy, and let's beat the freaking Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because I know you want to beat them. I want to beat them. We beat them on Sunday Night Football at home, and the season will turn. And I really believe that. So let's keep our fingers crossed that that'll happen.
Yeah. And by the way, Danny Faint, it's not the UCF Knights, it's the Vegas Knights. So I know, like, Danny Faint's a Knights fan from UCF, so his ears picked right up. So no, not your Knights, not your Knights, Danny. But yeah, actually, I kind of agree with you there. But I think that what I would do is I would dress them and see how the game's going.
Sure.
And then play it by that. Obviously, if they're able to play them, but monitor what's going on. I mean, don't play them if there's any risk of you injuring them further. I mean, obviously, Edwards is out for a reason. He hasn't come back yet. But I know that last week Ruggs was almost ready to play, and he was practicing yesterday, and I think today.
Yeah, it scares me because, the calf injury scares me because a calf injury can lead to a tore Achilles tendon, and we know that's the season. And also those hamstrings are tricky because you look at Adam Thielen last year. I know I had him on my football team. He never was the same after he had that injury, and they try to push him back and they try to get him back in early last year. And Cooter would probably know this, and he just never had an effective year because he was not healthy the whole year with that hamstring. And if we can allow somebody like, Ruggs to just continue to heal until the Tampa Bay game, I think that would be our best bet. I'm not saying I want to go in and beat the Chiefs more than anything because I hate the Chiefs. I know we all hate them. And I hate them more than anybody because I live in Missouri. So I deal with everybody in Missouri with the Chiefs fans. But I just think we need to hopefully get healthy and if we go 2-3 and then we go back and beat Tampa Bay after the bye week and we're 3-3, I think the season turns. I really do.
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
I mean,
I still think 2-2 is not bad.
Yeah, and like I said, obviously I want to beat the Bucks. Right now, I mean, that's the game I'm looking at. That's why I even turned the other football game on because I wanted to see what the score was there. And I can't stand the Buccaneers. Can't stand them because I live here. But it's also because of who their fucking quarterback is. I can't stand him. So.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he still looks like he's got it. He looks pretty rejuvenated right now, is what I've been seeing. But I'm hoping that'll change if we can get our pass rush going. And that's another thing with our defense. And I know I brought this up the other night. I just think when we had Brinston Buckner as our defensive line coach, we went from 13 sacks to 32 sacks. This year, it seems like we've regressed again. And I'm not saying Marinelli's not a very good coach because we know he is, but I just think that breaking up what Brinston Buckner, the rapport he had with these young defensive linemen that we had last year, I think it really worked. And by pulling him, now they are kind of doing something different because they're listening to Marinelli. and it could be screwing them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had my own 2 people went over, and there was 450 entries. That doesn't mean that there were 450 people, because there were for months and months and months. I said, for the people, I said, please make your subscriptions public. Please make your subscriptions public, and they didn't for the longest time. And it was like close to like 375 out of 1,000, and then people who had extra entries for sharing. Okay, and so it's not rigged. It's not rigged. And so
you know what? You're giving away a prize. Come on, people.
Yeah. Okay.
You're just trying to be cool. You didn't have to do this. You know what? You're doing this. It's
I
cool.
didn't have to do this, and what
Exactly.
I wanted to do this. Okay.
Exactly.
Right. And I ask you, what happened is that all of these people all of the entries were divided into 20 groups, and then the 20 groups went through like a RAS process where there was one winner from each group. Okay. So, and Kelly Farley, I appreciate you. Have a good one. Get some bedtime. If you're watching now, I know that I saw a spinning circle of death. I apologize. I rebooted to see if that helped. If you're watching now, I got 14, 15 watching. If you didn't get a chance to give me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. And you can always knock out the caller. I want somebody to win the helmet. But, and by the way, if you weren't on the list, it wasn't because you weren't on the list. It's because that's how I did it, so that I would have people to spin the wheel for. And I liked the way that, I had 20 folks that were definitely looking to see what they would win, and go from there. But again, if you like what you watch, please give me a thumbs up. I got my one flyby thumbs downer. Thank you for giving me my thumbs down. You're always welcome on my show, because I know you're consistent at giving me a thumbs down. But hey, thank you for doing that. But Mike, I definitely appreciate you coming on, and it's always a pleasure, brother.
No problem. Hey, I like I said, I'm not giving up on that game on Sunday. I would love to do more than anything in the world. I'd love to beat the Chiefs, and let's hope we do. So that'll be my going out proclamation there. So anyway, good talking, guys, and we'll let you go, and we'll hopefully have a victory on Sunday.
Hopefully so, man. I'd love to get a victory Sunday night. And remember, because it's an early game, I'll probably do a show sometime after the Raider game, and I'll still come back at 9:00 and do another show as well.
Yeah, I'll probably have to wait till 9. If we lose, I'll probably have to wait till 9:00 just to cool off a little bit, because I don't think I can call you right after the game.
I got you. I understand that.
It'll be too tough, I'm sure. But anyway, hey, hopefully we'll win and everybody will be happy. That's the best case scenario. So
you got it. Hey, thanks again,
all right, Captain.
brother.
Have a good one.
You take care.
Bye now.
All right, that's Mike Serra, which means the phone line is open, which means you don't have to knock out the caller. Let's get this off the screen. Okay. You can call in. I'm going to do a couple more spins on the wheel. We are at 6, 5, and 4. We are at 6, 5, and 4. Okay. So let's see who we got. Oso. Oso, like I said, if other people don't show up, okay. So I know Oso's been accounted for. Okay, Veronica, we have already. Okay, well, I tell you what, Diego was my non-Raider fan, So I tell you, that's good, because if you would have won, the helmet wouldn't have been available. Okay. Did I have Johnny Espinosa? Yeah, I already had Johnny Espinosa. Okay, so he's already accounted for. Okay, Gene Kelly. Wow. Okay, so that tells me that 3, 2, and 1. Let me see who that is. Okay, Zach Perez, Mr. Broken String, so I have no clue who that is. I think that, let's see here. Okay, Zach Perez, Mr. Broken Springs, and Jerry White. Wow. Okay, so those are the three. Those are the three that are left. 3, 2, and 1. Zach Perez, Mr. Broken Strings, and Jerry White. So, and to be very honest, I don't know who Mr. Broken Strings is. So it's looking good for either Zach Perez or Jerry White, because I don't know if Mr. Broken Strings is even going to be know that he is there. I remember him in Nashville at the draft. Okay. And I think he signed up for my YouTube. I don't know whether he even knows what's going on. So I'm just saying, Zach Perez and Jerry White, it's look, unless Mr. Broken Strings, and I know he's not a Raiders fan, so I'm just saying it's looking good. Line is open, 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. Let's have a caller in here, because right now I put the game back on. What the hell is that? It was an advertisement for it's got to be some sort of science fiction show. We got the where's my YouTube? Okay, I'll put the YouTube back up over here. Okay. Ooh. What the hell happened? Okay. Hopefully I didn't lose anybody. Okay. Okay, so, and again, if you're watching and you like what you see, I appreciate it. Let's see here. Okay, I tell you, see any side boob tonight, Captain? No. I wish I saw some side boob. Outlaw Raiders in here, thank you for there. DeAndre Washington. Okay, so DeAndre's there because they needed some running backs. Oh my God. Vicky Shush. Top fan badge right there. And yeah, I saw side boob last night. It was great. And thank you for calling in. We do have a caller. I appreciate that. I got to go with and you know I'm my voice is so shot. I won't even attempt to do the impersonation. Go ahead, brother. How you doing?
Oh yeah, Captain Jack. How are you today? Oh yeah.
I'm good. I'm trying to get things done here, and you know, it's basically down to, and again, I don't know who Mr. Broken Strings is. I think that's the guy that I met in Nashville that subscribed to my channel because I subscribed to him. So if that's true, then it's basically two people. And I think Jerry White's right here. So if it's Jerry, even if Jerry's too, and Zach has to be another what do you call it? We don't fuck it. Never mind. I ain't gonna worry about it. Show the wheel when you spin. I did show the wheel. Did I not show the wheel? Who the hell is saying you show the wheel?
Everyone's hating on your Wheel of Fortune, Captain.
Have I not shown the wheel each time?
I saw the wheel a few times.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, my goodness, you guys are telling me I'm fucking rigging this goddamn shit, man. Don't fucking say that, Ed. That makes me mad. That really does. Okay. No, you're not, Mr. Broken Strings, because if you are, you have to prove you are. Okay. Oh yeah, that's me. I'm Mr. Broken Strings. Oh, fuck you.
It could be Mr. Broken String. That sounds like a musician's name, you know.
It is, and it was a guy I met in Nashville at the draft. Jason Dean, have a good night, brother. Thank you for being here. So there you go.
So, I just want to tell everyone on your show,
okay,
that Raiders 38, Chiefs 36. Last second field goal. After the Chiefs take the lead, the Raiders take the field goal the last second and win the game. Like I said, pull off the miracle, because miracles can happen, and because I said so. For Al Davis. Oh yeah.
Okay. So
because it's kind of tainting the whole area with his.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I'll see if I can do it. Is I will if I can get to the wheel, because I see that it's a spinning circle of death again, and shit, it's still spinning circle of death. What I will probably end up do is this. Okay, and I'll wait until I get some comments back. Okay, I'll wait until I get some comments back. The chat is not working. Okay, yeah, I know I'm freezing. Okay, I know I'm freezing. Okay, this is what I'm looking at. Okay, no, you didn't win yet. I'm asking. I know I got the spinning circle of death. Okay, this is what I got, and this is what I want to do. Okay, what I will do is for the last three people. Okay, for the last three people, I'm going to and you guys say it in the comments section. I will just put those three people. Okay, I would put it for just those three people. Is that a yay or a nay?
Was that a question for me?
It's for you and everybody. It's in the comments section there, Savage.
Well, you're back on. I got you back online right now.
Okay,
we're back
yeah.
on.
Yeah, I see I'm on. Hello?
Yes, I'm here. I'm waiting. I was talking about the Raiders, and I go back to the circle of death and the Wheel of Fortune, and
yeah, and you said we're going to win 38-36, and I like that.
Yes,
I like that
because I believe in the miracles that of Al Davis. This is the 10th season after his passing, so I believe that the magic of Al Davis, the commitment to excellence, and the will to win will show up on Sunday, and we will prevail with a last-minute field goal, 10 men on the field, just like we did in 2011, and we will shock the world, beating the Chiefs, the Super Bowl champions. So that is my prediction, and that's what I'm sticking to it, because the Savage said so. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. And again, Savage, I hope you're right, and I hope I'm wrong.
Yes, I'm even more upset that the Raiders need to win because my A's didn't do what they were supposed to do today. So
Yeah.
I am now like doubling down on the Raiders for them to pull this off. So
Okay, and again, I was watching. I was watching for a lot of the game, and as soon as I saw homer after homer after homer by the Astros, and it got to be, well, it was entertaining at the very end where they actually got like a couple runs back in the ninth inning, but they just didn't have enough.
yeah, our pitching did not. We just kept giving up. Well, they were hitting home runs with men on base, and they were just clutch today. And the A's could not. If this happened in the Coliseum, they wouldn't have got so many runs. Okay, so we're gonna put this on the MLB for their mismanagement of this whole stadium musical chair thing they're doing right now. How was all the national teams playing American League teams and vice versa? American League stadiums and vice versa.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't like that. I don't even. And I think Angela and I have already spoken about that this year is AFU, and that's why I say no asterisk for basketball, no asterisk for hockey, but you might asterisk baseball this year.
As long as the Astros are in the playoffs, it's going to always be asterisk. Asterisk, Astros is the same damn thing. Oh, yeah.
I got you. Yeah. But, and you know what, Savage, I'm gonna let you go on that. I'm gonna go get to the wheel. I'm gonna redo the wheel, and I'm just gonna do 3 people so everybody can see.
Do you still? Can I still come in as like a wild card into the wheel of the Wheel of Fortune? I know the number now to Jim Otto's original number. I know it now. I read his book again over so I can study. So I'm ready for the test.
I tell you what, text me when you're done, so that nobody else knows. Text me.
I can even give you the Assassin's original, his rookie number too. I know that one for sure.
I know what that is too. It's one number down than the number that he wore, and everybody knows about.
Oh yeah, you just told the answer to everybody.
Well, I mean but you know what? That's easy. And as far as a lot of people should know that, if you look back on the Immaculate Deception.
Yes, I was just gonna say that.
If you look back 31. On the Immaculate Deception, you see a guy out there with the number 31. And you're saying, who the hell is number 31? Well, that's Jack Tatum.
Knocking out Fuqua.
That's right. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hey, Savage, good hearing from you, partner. I appreciate it.
All right. You have a good night, Captain.
All right. Take care.
All right. No, you got to give me a ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Captain Jack. Oh, yeah.
All right, brother. Take care.
All right.
Right. That's Raider Savage. And I am going to move the, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of, I know Jerry White is a finalist. I know Broken Strings is a finalist. So I am going to do it this way. Makes it real easy. And I'll put the YouTube up. Okay, fade this one. Okay, I'm going to put the YouTube over here. So what you see is, and I can see it up over here. This is 3, 2, and 1. Okay? 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Zach Perez is number 3. Okay. Okay, it said my OBS disconnected. Hang on a second. It said my OBS disconnected. Okay, Oakland Raiders Savage. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't put Oakland Raiders Savage. Bear, I will look after this. Okay, I know that there is a disconnect on the screen. Okay, wait a second. Okay. Okay, so that's number 3. And if you guys are still listening, it's only because I want to make sure that you can hear all of the you can hear all of my sound while I'm doing this. Okay. It looks like that one came in okay. So I'm going to spin the wheel again. Mr. Broken String is number 2. So that means by default, Jerry White is number 1. And I know Jerry White is here on this program. I know that Jerry White is in on this program. Okay, so I'm going to wait to see the comments. And I'll wait to the comments to catch up. So I'm seeing YouTube right now. And it just showed that Mr. Broken Strings was number 2, which again means that by default, number 1 is Jerry White. So Jerry White, let me see you in the comments section. Let me see it in the comments section. Hopefully I'll get a comment pretty soon. There you go. There we go. There we go. Okay, let me take this call. Let's get this done. Jared, how you doing, brother? Good to hear from you. What's up with you? Jared.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey,
Sorry I'm late. I was at the driving range earlier tonight.
Okay. Go ahead, sir.
So apparently now we have heard New England in Denver has been pushed back to Monday at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And now they're saying Tennessee and Buffalo is going to be played Tuesday at 6:05. Believe it or not.
Okay, so
which is going to be very interesting. Good.
So are we having another 2 Monday night games again? Is what you're saying, or?
Yes, because apparently the Chargers, and I've heard also it's going to be the Chargers in New Orleans playing possibly maybe in Indianapolis because of what's happened with Hurricane Delta.
Okay.
So we got that going on. We, like I said, we heard also there are reports going around. Like I said, the whole Tennessee-Denver game, or not the New England-Denver game, has been pushed to 5 p.m. Monday. Believe it or not. And then, like I said, the Kansas City Buffalo game that was supposed to be held, originally next Thursday night, has now been pushed to Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that. We also got, like I said, we want to congratulate the Braves, of course, for winning today, against the Fish, they cooked up the fish and served extra marlin, if you will, by sweeping them out the door. But tomorrow night, Game 5, the Yanks and Rays. Hopefully the Rays will be ready, and I think they will be ready, believe me. They're going to get to Garrett baseball, I feel a little early unless Cole cuffs them. But I feel tonight, however, they should have had the Yanks number. The Yankees just had a little luck on their side smiling at them tonight. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. And again, I was watching a little bits and pieces because obviously going back and forth, but everything that I saw, it looked like they obviously they didn't play up to the way that they had been playing previously, and the Yankees just got to them tonight, and it's the way it is.
Yep. And we got an interesting game going on in Chicago with the Bucks and the Bears right now. However, hopefully the Bucks can hang on, however, but we'll see what happens. I mean, right now the Bears haven't been able to run the ball much all night, however, and it's been Tampa's night so far.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see what happens there. But I'm going to say now, however, I think the Lakers close it out tomorrow and wrap it up. However, the Heat are going to melt under the lake. Let's just say the Heat are going to melt under the sun. That is LeBron and Mr. Davis. I think unless they find a way to cut it to 3-2, it is all but over for Miami.
Yeah, I mean, they have to play a perfect game, in my estimation, and I don't think that's going to happen. And I'll give the Heat their due in the fact that nobody gave them a chance at anything, and there you go. And they're in the finals, and they at least won a game. They weren't swept, and so I think that's just the way that is right there. Is that nobody gave the Heat a chance, and they're doing all that they can, and the Lakers are obviously that much of a better team, and once it came down to Miami against the Lakers, basically whoever based upon what was going on in the East, it looked real obvious that whoever was going to be coming out of the West was going to be winning that game. And good night, Vicky. I appreciate what do you call it? Good night to Miss Vicky. But again, I that's the way it was. That's just the way it was. It looks like that was going to be the way, with based upon what we had.
Yeah, and you think about it too, they beat Portland, they beat Denver, they beat Houston, they basically ran through everybody and then some, and it didn't stop them anytime soon. They just continued to run through everyone like a buzzsaw.
You got it. Hey, thanks by the way, Danny Faint. Thank you for tuning in, brother. Anytime you see the show on, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for subscribing as well. Good seeing you as well. It was a buzzsaw.
And then we got some good college games this week coming up. We got some very interesting games this week. We got, obviously, of course, Texas and Oklahoma facing each other in the Red River Shootout this week. We got Miami and Clemson. We got Florida State and Notre Dame. We got, of course, Tennessee and Georgia. So we got some pretty interesting games coming up this week in the college scene.
Yeah, and I was going to say, trust me, with Notre Dame, playing, they're playing Miami, aren't they, or are they playing Florida State?
Florida State. 7:30. Miami plays Clemson.
Okay. I knew Miami was playing somebody. So, yeah, Miami-Clemson's going to be a very good game. Florida State is just going to get whooped.
Yeah. But a good one to watch, obviously, is going to be at high noon. However, like I said, we got Texas A&M and Florida, and we got Oklahoma and Texas, however. So we got two good games at high noon.
Yeah, and it'll be great. It'll be great to see them. Obviously, the Gators are playing Mississippi State, and that's going to be a very good game in itself. Mike Leach got embarrassed last week. The week prior, they beat who'd they beat the first week? There was LSU, right?
Yeah, and LSU plays Missouri.
Yeah. So it'll be a good game for the Gators to see how they're going to be. Obviously, the Florida Georgia game, in my estimation, is going to be for the Eastern Championship. That's my estimation.
Yep, and I think that's in 2 weeks, if I remember correctly. However, they could have some people for that game in Jacksonville. I'm thinking they could have maybe 15,000 or 10,000 for that game. I'm thinking possibly.
Yeah, and it's always the largest what do you call it? The largest cocktail party in the world, And
Yep.
it's always a good game. Always a good
Yes, it
game.
is. And it won't be disappointing this year. You can bet on that.
You got it. You got it for sure.
All right, I'll be in touch with you on Sunday.
All right. Well, hey, Jared, thank you for calling in, brother.
No problem. See ya.
All right. That's Jared. That is the Pittsburgh Report, and we can't have a show without the Pittsburgh Report. And it is getting close. Actually, it is 11 o'clock. I will stay here until the end of the Thursday night game. There is a little under 4 minutes to go. I want to see if the Bears can win. But we'll put it out to the folks out there. If you want to be the last caller, so be it. I'd love to hear from you again if you're here and you haven't given the thumbs up. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody being here, and I'm so glad that we went through the process. We given out the helmet. Congratulations again to Jerry. And Jerry, make sure that you IM me, so I know where to send your helmet, brother. And it's nice. Somebody actually knows. Jerry White gets the helmet, and Jerry's been a watcher for a long time. He's been a subscriber and has watched my shows from Facebook to YouTube, and it's great. It's great to give it to somebody that's been a long time subscriber. I don't want to hear anything about it being rigged. When it came down to it, at least the person was there. Could say, hey, I won, and just make sure I get your address and whatnot. So we'll go from there. Again, I'm gonna stay on. We can have a caller if somebody wants to call in. If you're all bummed out or whatnot, I got rid of the wheel, so there shouldn't be any further things that would knock out the broadcast. Oh, good. There we go. And I'm happy about this. I get a chance to talk to the winner right now. Jerry White, how you doing, sir? What's going on?
I don't want to hear anything about it being rigged.
Hello?
I don't want to hear anything about it.
The captain?
Yeah, Jerry, how you doing, brother? What's going on?
I could not tell you. I'm actually completely in shock.
Well, like I said, man, you got down to the final 20, and as the people were coming off the board, and that's why I had at least a 10 spin circle, so that it would have like a chance to go, with more of a thing. So I like when it got down to the final 3. And I saw 3, 2, and 1. I didn't have to do 1 because obviously I went 3 and 2, and I knew you were on the line. So I knew you won right there and then. So congratulations on winning that helmet, sir.
I am absolutely blown away. I am. It's an honor. It really is a true honor to. I have his jersey. And now to have a helmet signed by him, a Hall of Famer, all I got to say is wow.
Well, and that's why I said I'm glad that it worked out, that I didn't have to worry about, because again, I would have like I said, I'm glad that it's somebody that I know. I mean, if Augie would have won for Mike Serra, that would have been nice too, because I know Mike Serra. I know Feisty. I know Oso. I know Peggy Perrine. I know Brian Levine. So there were people in this list that I actually knew, and so I was actually happy that I got a chance to give it away to somebody that I knew. That makes it that much nicer.
I could not tell you how grateful I am. I can't.
It absolutely means the world to me.
Well, and that's the important thing. That's the important thing. I said, I got the certificate. I will put it in the helmet itself. The helmet will go in its own little helmet bag, and then it has its own box. So obviously, when you're done, and I already know you're my buddy on Facebook. So just make sure that you send me your address. And I will obviously I will send it to you, and I will insure it, because God fucking forbid I'm not gonna do you're gonna get that helmet, or that insurance money is coming to you for sure, because how long have I had this helmet up for the 1,000 subscribers, man? It's God, I don't even remember how long. It's been like at least a year.
Oh, I would say yes, at least. And I want to give a shout out to Miss Peggy Holmes.
Yes.
Holmes. That lady knows what she's talking about.
She does.
Oh boy, I'll tell you what, I am very, very impressed.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, Peggy Holmes, her football knowledge is, and that's why there's nothing that is more awesome to me, and I'm saying this in a very sexist thing, is there's nothing more awesome to me than a lady that knows her football and can out-talk a bunch of other people about it. That's why I love Peggy Holmes. I enjoy doing the shows with Angela. I love Angria, and I know what her real name is, but I won't say it because she doesn't like me to say her real name. But Angria and Heidi Stabbert, gals that know their shit, and they can talk circles around some of these drunks at the bar that don't know their shit, and there's nothing more awesome than listening to them go on and know that they know more than a lot of fucking other people do. It's great.
I couldn't agree with you more. And I really enjoyed the conversation you had with her. And hell, I learned a few things. And I pretty much everything she said, I completely agree with her. Everything.
And yeah, and I mean, trust me, I'd let Peggy be the DC if we got to get her an interview.
Right.
And if she's the DC, that makes me the defensive line coach. And I'm not Brenson Buckner. I get it, but I wouldn't do a bad job.
Well, no, you can't do a worse job than what we have right now. I've seen better defense out of melted butter.
Yeah. Now, I tell you what, Jerry, what are your thoughts about, obviously, this weekend as well?
Okay. When I first saw the schedule come out, of course, first thing I do is I look it up online. I find a printable schedule that I can look at. And I thought, okay, I went through every single game. And I honestly thought, after last season, we could split. We're going to lose this game, and we're going to win when the Chiefs come to Las Vegas.
Okay.
And now I'm really split when it comes to Tampa Bay. Yes, okay, you know exactly how I want the game to end.
Oh yeah.
But after that, we've got a 5-game winning streak where we can just start tearing things up. If the defense can hold, the offense is going to get better, and they're going to score points. The defense is my main concern.
Right.
So, if we can, win after Tampa Bay, okay, that one is kind of like up in the air for me. But if we can win the next 5 games, we're going to be in the playoffs. It'll probably be a wild card, but hell, at least we're in the playoffs with a shot.
Right, and I tell you what, I saw 10-6 for this team. I'm still sticking by that, pending what else is going on. But there's if the players can play up to ability, and I'm not saying play up to scheme because I agree with Peggy, the scheme sucks. But
No,
also, they've got to learn to pressure the passer. They got to learn not to get rut on. And again, they just got to improve, and I'm hoping that they will. And it's just one of those things that we got to see what we got going on.
Well, since we traded Khalil Mack, we have no pass rush. The best pass rusher we got is Max Crosby. Period.
Right.
I was hoping for RG to step up. That doesn't seem to be happening. Our secondary, we have the worst secondary. I don't know how Dallas is worse than we are. I really don't.
I think we got a better defense than Dallas. I know Dallas's defense is atrocious, but I really think that we have the capabilities to have a much better defense than. And again, Dallas is a sieve. And I think that we just need to get that defense to get together, and I think it can happen.
Do you remember last season how we would always go into the halftime, and most of the time we would have a lead,
Yeah.
and we'd come out in the third quarter and just completely stink shit up?
Yes.
Do you see that happening again?
I think that. I think we're better than that. I really do. I think we're better than that, and I just want it to come to fruition.
When was the last time that you can recall? You have a better recollection than I do. When was the last time that you saw a Raider have a forced turnover? Because I can't recall. It's been that long.
Having a forced turn. Well, like I said, Abram had the interception against.
That wasn't forced.
Oh, okay.
That was,
so like a play, like a strip, is what you're asking?
Like a strip sack, or a strip, or the broken up plays are pretty much far and in between.
Yeah, I like you said, it's been quite a while. It has been quite a while.
And that's my problem. That's my point.
Well, hopefully it gets better. Again, Jerry, I'm gonna let you get off on the phone as well, because
Okay.
again, it's a pleasure to know that I'm giving the helmet to somebody that I know. Make sure that you get with me with your full address and whatnot, and give me until Saturday. I got to go to the post office on Saturday anyway to put some patches in the mail, and we'll do that.
How do you want me to send you my address?
Yeah, just put it in Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, I am me in Facebook, or if that doesn't work, then because you're my buddy on Facebook, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say, make sure that I give you a I got it, Jerry, and it'll be in the mail.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Hey.
Much love and respect.
Hey, thanks for watching, brother. And I say get the word out, man. Get the word out. I might not have any more helmets to give away, although I might have some helmets to give away. But I'm glad that at the 1,000th when we did this, it was to somebody I know, and especially for somebody that's been watching me for a long time.
And I will cherish it.
You got it, brother.
Right next to my Cliff Branch autograph.
All right. You take care, Jerry. Good hearing from you.
Thank you. You have a great night. Go Raider Nation.
Raider Nation. There you go. Thanks again, brother. All right. That was Jerry White. That was the winner of the Marcus Allen helmet. And It's great. It's great. There's 2 minutes to go in the game. If you want to call, great. But to be honest, it's one of those things where I know you're watching the game too. I know there are people that are watching the Dodger game. So if there's somebody who knows what the hell's going on with the Dodgers, let's see. I don't even know what channel they're on. Oh, okay. So it's it's one channel up. That's easy. Okay. So I'll put that on right now, and then I will flip back and forth. If you don't know, it looks like the Dodgers are up. Wow, 7-2, and it looks. I mean, pending further information, looks like this might be a sweep. But I'm going to put the football game back on then. Again, I appreciate everybody for watching. If you have other things to do, I got you. I'm on pins and needles right now because I want to see what the Bucks do. And remember, the Bucks, tough game tonight. They got a tough game next week, and then we got them after the bye. So I want to see what's going on here. And for folks that already were here and gone, wow, with Peggy starting out the show with the spinning wheel. And again, I apologize if you guys didn't see the. Trust me, I wouldn't fucking dog a wheel. I wouldn't dog a wheel. Let's see if the Bears can. All they need is some more yards. Oh, okay. We are going to hear from Steve. Hey, Steve, how you doing, brother? We're getting to be the last of what's going on. I got the Thursday night game on. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, Captain. I tell you what, being a lifelong Houstonian and everything, I can't help but think about my mom and everything. But because unfortunately, when she passed away, she had the Astros game on. She was always asking us, me and my sisters, hey, what time the Astros are playing? She loved her teams. Whether it's the Rockets, Astros, Oilers, the Astros, obviously, and even the Dynamo and everything, Captain. So this is a tribute to my mom. I was lucky to get together with my two sisters. One was out of the area and everything. We're all able to get together and, wear your good luck shirts and stuff. But I was going to say the A's gave them one heck of a fight and everything, and they didn't go out quietly. The A's gave everything they could. It was just, unfortunately, I wish the A's could win too, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. But they have one hell of a season, and they have nothing to be ashamed about.
Yeah, and again, I will say this. I think that, and again, I know I'm probably going to hear about it from Angela.
Right.
When the Astros got in, and unless there is something else that comes up that says that they are, cheating again, and I'm not saying that, but unless there's something else that comes up that says that they are just cheating fools, they played hard their first series, and I can't remember who did they beat in the first series.
Minnesota. They won the first two games and moved on to have the opportunity to play the great A's team this year.
Right. They swept Minnesota, and that was just they just outclassed Minnesota. Minnesota was a good team, and they beat them in Minnesota without. It looks like they didn't have anything. It's pure ability, pitching, hitting, and all that goes with it. And they took care of a very tough Minnesota team. Although Minnesota obviously has the record now for most consecutive losses in baseball for sure. But then they played the A's, and it took that extra game. It wasn't a sweep. The A's gave them some games, and it just that I think the A's just had ran out of gas, yesterday by winning the game that they did, and it just took the rest out of them. And again, the Astros just crunched today, as far as the amount of good things that went with them. And again, I know that with your mom's death, and again, I know it's something that's true to your heart. You think about your mom on this. So again, blessings to her on that. And but you know what? You always think about her when it comes to these things, and you'll always have that to remember her, and it'll be something special for you.
Well, it's very special. It is, as it is. Your mother and everybody else that has lost a loved one, especially a parent, it hits you like a ton of bricks. You think about them, love them every day, and you miss the hell out of them, and you just wish that you'd have one more chance, like Chris Christopherson said. But you give up 1,000 tomorrow just to have one day, just to be able to sit down and talk to him one more time. But Captain, I was going to ask you. They said that George Springer, he's a great player from Connecticut, grew up being a Yankees fan. He just passed Babe Ruth and everything as far as home runs in the postseason, and that took a heck of a long time, and that also includes players like Reggie Jackson and players like that. But the way I look at it, with all these, Correa and Gurriel and Springer and all that, I think Springer's going to be gone next year, so I think this is the last great push they're going to have before this team. They're not going to be able to afford everybody. What say you? And he's a generational player, and he's like a Bregman. Bregman's another great player, but they're not going to be able to afford them all, Captain. What say you about that?
I agree, and like I said, I think Springer is a very good player. I know that Correa was very outspoken, especially after the Minnesota series. About bring them on, and we'll take on all comers. And the Astros are very positive right now. They're very positive right now about what they can do, and they have the ability. Now, granted, I think that they're trying to wipe away that cheating aspect, and I know it's going to be hard to get rid of that tint. But going to the ALCS, depending upon who they face, and I know both teams. I know both the Yankees and the Rays. They want the Astros because the Astros have taken them out the last couple years, and they want that. They want that more than anything. But you know what? Sometimes you got to be aware and beware what you wish for, because when it happens, you might not like the results.
I think last year when they were fortunate enough to get past the Rays, that took an awful lot out of them. By the time they play in the Washington Nationals in the World Series, their win. That was just a grueling series against the Rays. They fought them tooth and nail. It was just a great series. But I just wanted to tell you something real quick. I know you got to go, but the Jose Altuve story. I think they were down in his home country and everything. He was out there for about a day and a half and everything. He was just sitting in the stands. He wanted to try out. He's always wanted to be an Astro. And, people said, he's too this and too that. Obviously, they made too much of a big deal about his height, but they didn't know about his heart. And finally, one of the scouts says, hey, this guy's he's a pretty good baseball player. Let's just give him a tryout. I mean, what do we have to lose? Either he's going to make it or not. He went out there and wowed the scouts, and now look where he is. He's the favorite here in Houston. My mom was the number one Altuve fan besides all of us, and you just have to, it just goes to show you, don't let other people put misconceptions on who you are, because they don't know your heart and everything. And he just proves he's pound for pound, he's probably one of the best players at his position, and we all love him here in Houston.
Right, and again, he's a dynamo. I mean, he's an obnoxious son of a bitch. But you know what? Sometimes you got when you are a person of small stature, sometimes it shows when the small guy's got to be a little bit more of a obstinate fuck. And I think that's Altuve. I mean, it just really that goes with him. So I can understand why.
But he generates that in a positive way. That's what I find so amazing. He just goes to show you that don't let anybody else put limitations on what you can do and everything. He's just out to show them, and we love that, in a player. The guy, kind of like, remember Bill Veeck put that player out there that up to bat, and they're like, how do we have a strike zone against this guy? All the promotional stuff. But I want to ask you, Captain, I don't think the Astros is, and I do want to tip the cap to the A's and everything, because they had a fine team. And sometimes you just get a team, one or two players that are on a hot streak. But I think, unfortunately, I think either the Rays or the Yankees are going to take the Astros out. But I'm just glad that they were able to get this far. Just to, they do have this chip on their shoulder. I want to prove, hey, that was the team from 2017. This is the new team. And you got to love Dusty Baker. We all love him here in Houston, and I think he's a great coach. And I just want the best for him as a person. He's a class act.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. Dusty Baker has always been somebody I've looked highly upon, and he's going to do wonders to at least getting back the bringing a positive rapport with the fans and baseball in general, because again, the Astros have got a lot to make amends for, and we'll see it.
I know you got to go, Captain. I just hope you're in good health and everybody's healthy and safe. And I just want to let you know, here in Houston, we sure as hell weren't bringing any trash cans today.
Yeah. I got you, brother.
My sister lives in Tennessee, and she just moved up there because her daughter plays softball at University of Tennessee, but she's got a big Astros flag, and I'll send you a picture of the old school Astros flag. But growing up, I was a big fan of Jimmy Wynn, the toy cannon and everything, and Red Rooster was Doug Rader, and we've gone a long way from the old, abysmal teams of the Astros for so many years. So we'll just do the best we can. And like I said, we tipped the hat to the A's, and they gave us a hell of a fight, and we were just lucky as hell to be able to win this series because they fought us tooth and nail all the way to the last out. And good luck to them next year. I want to see the A's take the championship next year.
All right. Well, I'd like to see my Phillies take it, and if the Phillies can't, then I'd like to see the Rays do it. But, that's just me.
Yes, sir. I'll second you on that emotion. You have a wonderful night, and God bless.
All right. Hey, thanks again there, Steve. You take care.
Thanks a lot. You too as well, and everybody else.
Whoop. I'm sorry, Steve. I did not mean. I apologize. That was a quick trigger finger. I apologize. That wasn't meant like that. I wanted you to finish your thought. So apologies. Always good hearing from Steve. It is almost 11:30, and it'll be past 11:30 when we figure out who's won this game. Bears have gone down to kick a field goal, but the Buccaneers have 113, no timeouts though, on their 25-yard line. But that's still plenty of time. But let's see what the defense can do for the Bears. And Brady has it to Evans, first down, out of bounds. So just like that, it's a first down to Evans, and he gets out of bounds. God, Chicago, you can't do that. You can't do that. 106. With very little time off the clock, and the Buccaneers are already on the 37-yard line. So, and that's an incomplete. So 101 would be 2nd and 10. That one was also intended for Evans. So if you're watching right now, and I guess there's not a lot watching, but I appreciate that. I'm going to stay here until the ending of the game. I'll give you the play-by-play. You can watch with me, and although you'll be a little bit behind because I know that you're watching live, and it's a little bit behind. And Brady completes it. 49 seconds to go. And gets the snap again. Tipped. Now it's 4th and 5. 4th and 5. And we'll see. Is this the last play or the de facto last play of the game. 4th and 5, 38 seconds. Brady gets the ball back. And no flags. No flags. I'm saying it. I don't see flags. No. Hey, Tommy boy. Hey, Tommy boy. You lose. You lose. I love saying that. I love saying that. That's awesome. And there's no better way hang on here. Oh, I can't do it. I lost the camera. I gotta put up a camera real quick. Oh, no. I need if I was gonna do my outro. There we go. I just only because I want to put something here for the folks. So there we go. There's my outro. I love it. I love it when the fucking Buccaneers lose. I love it. Three and 2. And you know what? Hopefully after this weekend, we'll be 3 and 2 as well. But we'll see what happens. Again, if you're watching, thank you for watching. I'm gonna end the show. We will have. Hopefully, I'll have a interview with KC X Factor this week. I'll have to get with him. So look for that either tomorrow night or Saturday night. It's great. It's great when the Bucs lose. I love it. I love it. I live here. I love it. Y'all take care. We'll see you on the next show. And thanks for joining me for all of these shows. Get the word out. I enjoy hanging out with y'all. It's always a great day. And Tom Brady loses. And the Bucs lose too.